welcome back to my channel and to another Freaky Friday reading. So today we are reading for Brittany Murphy. She's been highly requested on this channel for a very long time, and so I thought now is the time to read for her. Okay, as I connect with Brittany's energy and as I connected with her energy, I began to feel intensely upset, very, very sad, very emotional. And not only that, I felt like I was reverted back to being a little girl. I feel with her that she was never allowed to grow up. She was never allowed to cut the ties from her parents, specifically her mother, but she was never allowed to really blossom into the beautiful woman that she really had the potential to be, because she's very timid. She's in the way she comes through, she's very gentle, she's very timid, very soft, very scared to speak. I feel like before Brittany made any decisions in her life, they had to be run past someone else. She wasn't allowed to make a lot of decisions. She's saying, I never got to reach my full potential. The heartbreak and the hurt I feel, it's so sad. It's so sad because she should have been bigger than she was. She's extremely talented. She was an extremely talented actress. Rolling with the homies. Comment down below if you know where that comes from. But she was an extremely talented actress and she should have gone further. She should have been a household name. And don't get me wrong, when you mention Brittany Murphy, we all know who she is, but she should have been bigger. It's all I can say. She should have been bigger than she was, but because she wasn't allowed to do what she wanted to do. And don't get me wrong, she was a grown woman, but she always felt, it's like she just always felt she had to have other people's approval, and if she didn't get someone else's approval, like her mum or her partner, or if someone showed disapproval and that they didn't want her to do something, she would not do it. She just didn't feel comfortable in it. She didn't feel comfortable to make her own decisions, and that's something that stemmed from childhood. I feel like there was a lot of verbal abuse to her as a child. The whole, you're ugly, you're not good enough, and so she never felt good enough. I feel like I just want to burst into tears. I feel so sad. I just feel so sad for her. It was like she's saying it was my life, but it wasn't my life because I didn't get to live it the way I wanted to live it. There were so many unfinished dreams, unaccomplished goals. You would look at me and think I'd had everything, but actually no, these weren't my dreams, these weren't my goals. Acting was an escape for her, and it did give her an escape, but I feel like if she had been led to lead the life she wanted to lead, she would have been a Broadway actress rather than an on-screen actress, because with her it's the all-round. She's saying I loved singing, dancing and acting. It's the all-round thing, but it's like the people who brought her up, and I do feel like it's mum. I don't feel like there's a father figure there. There's an uncle. She's saying there's an uncle. Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh, her childhood was just awful. A lot of abuse, a lot of trauma. Oh God. Okay. Even on the other side, this is actually quite traumatic. Okay, even on the other side, she's not at full term and at peace with the way her life went. She was a very abused woman, okay, and looking at her, you would never know it. Yeah, she's saying I was abused by others and I abused myself in return. There was no love. I instantly wanted to pick up the rose quartz for her because there was just no love. You can hear it in my voice. I just feel so overcome with sadness with her. Terrible things happened to her as a child. Terrible things. And it just continued. It just continued for her whole life. And the sad thing is she was just the nicest, kindest, sweetest woman. I didn't watch a lot of interviews. I don't know if Brittany Murphy had a lot of friends, but I feel like when she connected with an actor or an actress on set, she really connected with them. She really bonded with them. There was a real like, you're my best friend, because I feel like she wasn't allowed to have friends growing up. So this is how she made friends. So when she was on set with people, it's like, you're my best friend, and we're gonna, and I'm gonna confide in you. And that's how she made friends. So I feel like when you hear these people talk about her, they will say how sweet, how kind, how innocent she was, because she really was an innocent soul. She wasn't allowed to experience a lot of things in life growing up, but at the same time she was exposed to a lot of things that a child shouldn't ever be exposed to. So I feel like, and I've never experienced anything like this before, but I feel like on the other side, she's in rehab. I feel like her soul is in rehab, trying to come to terms with the darkness that was her physical life. There is no one on this earth that she has messages for. This is just what she's saying, and she's very timid. She's very timid, so I may be sounding bold, but that's just because I'm overly emotional with her. But she's very timid. It's like there's no one there for me, no support, no one there. And I have no messages for anyone. I just want to share my story and my truth. Oh, she's saying, I wish people had helped me along the way. She actually told people what was going on with her and what happened to her. And I feel like because she spoke to so many people about it, she became that girl in the industry who was like, oh, she's always exaggerating, oh, she's a bit over dramatic. Very kind and very sweet, but people didn't really gel with her. And it's because she had never been taught how to socialise properly. There's just so many fundamentals in her life that were missed. And honestly, this is one of the saddest connections I've ever had, because I can feel her complete and utter pain. Complete and utter pain. Oh, I'm so sorry. Nobody loved me. That's what she's saying. Nobody loved me. I was just a lonely, lost little girl. I still am. Yeah, she still is. She still can't accept what happened to her in life. Because when I say she was a very sensitive, innocent, fragile soul, I mean she was very, very, very innocent. I'm talking about if she was, you know, it's like if she was in my hand now, I could blow her and she would just fall, she would just shatter to pieces. You could just blow her and she would shatter to pieces. Any criticism, any rejection. And now you can imagine this woman in this industry, as hard as nails as Hollywood, who faces rejection and everything every day, and everything is just taken so deeply and so personally, and then she goes home and she's verbally abused at home, and so it's constant rejection, constant abuse, constant I'm not good enough, I can't do this, and she's just so in a shell and so timid. And it's so sad because she's so beautiful and she had the absolute potential to just go the whole mile. Oh, okay, baby girl. I don't want to disturb you too much, I really don't. Let's pull some cards for you. Oh my goodness. That man around her was abusive as well. In every way. She was just abused in every way. And yeah, it's like she's saying to me, take a pill to numb the pain. Just take a pill to numb the pain. She was heavily addicted to drugs. She's saying it's only after I died that I could detox. She's saying I just couldn't stand the way I lived, and I couldn't stand the way I breathed. I couldn't stand anything about myself. I didn't like myself at all. My goodness, it's just heartbreaking. Brittany Murphy. She's saying her mum was an alcoholic. She's stuck, right? This is the only way I can describe it. I've never had this before, but she's just stuck at childhood. She's just stuck at childhood. She just keeps taking me back to her childhood. Now, her mum was there, but wasn't physically present because I feel like her mum had a substance abuse problem. So she just keeps taking me back to her childhood. And it's like the age she was, which I feel like is like 6 or 7, is the age she remained mentally throughout her whole life. Baby girl, I'm so sorry, goodness. It's a dark, not nice energy. Oh. And now she's saying, and now the woman that made me feel so distraught and so worthless has everything that I worked for. She has her assets, her house, her money, everything. And she's saying, and she's flaunting them like they're her own. Okay. She's saying, I never wanted to be in that industry. Never. Right, Brittany Murphy. Brittany Murphy. It's like she was groomed from a very young age. I don't know whether she was in the industry from a very young age, but it's like from a very young age, her mum saw her as a meal ticket. Like, you are going to make me money. You are going to make me money. Brittany Murphy. Yeah. Brittany Murphy. Not surprised. Not surprised one bit. Not surprised one bit. I feel like I just want to burst into tears with this. It's so sad. So sad. And you know what? Hollywood's not a nice place, you know? If you don't come from loving foundations, Hollywood's not a nice place to be. And there are people, I feel like she would have been part of if she had been here, she would have been part of that Me Too movement. Yeah. She was sexually harassed. Brittany Murphy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. You know, this man that she was with at the end. And by the way, I knew, when I pulled this out, I knew that was her mum. Because her mum just wanted money from her from the very beginning. And I knew her mum had something to do with her death. Her mum also had something to do with putting this man in her life, because it got to the point, there was a point with Brittany Murphy where she was going to rebel against her mother. And so the only way her mum could think, because her mum is very, very conniving and not very nice. So the only way her mum could think, right, how am I going to keep her in check? How am I going to get her to stay here? Because her mum knew, like, as soon as she walks out on me, I've got nothing. Her mum had nothing without her. And so how am I going to get her to stay where I want her? Right, I'll find her a man. And me and the man will conspire against her to make her do what we want. And so she made this man, oh my God, so evil, so evil. She made this man fall in love. She made this man seem so lovely and loving. She made Brittany fall in love with him. And then together they conspired against her to make her sign over everything, to make her drug addiction get worse, to make her get ill. She developed eating disorders. Brittany Murphy. It's just all money and greed. All of this. It's just so vile. I'm so sorry that this ever happened to you. I can't even deal. Can't even deal. I've never connected to something so wrong. Like, it's, oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna cry. I feel so sad for her. It's like, this is the first time I've ever, like, don't get me wrong, I get emotional, and I've been close to tears. This is the first time I've ever cried. Because it's like everything she worked for, and she, you know, anything that made her feel good got taken away from her, and anything that she thought, oh wow, I actually achieved something, they just ripped it away from her. You know, the people that were meant to love her and be there for her just completely destroyed her. It's just horrible. It's just absolutely nasty. We'll read the cards anyway, but it just confirms everything I've said, basically. It's just... it's just so, oh God. so horrible because I can feel how it made her feel. I can feel how it made her feel, and it just so awful, you know. All she wanted was her mum to just love her. She just wanted to be loved. That's it. She didn't care about acting. She didn't care about money. She didn't care about anything. She just wanted to be loved and accepted. And she never was. She never, ever, ever was. And just to see these cards, it's like, just confirms how awful it, like, right. Here's the only way I can explain this. All these cards on the top here represent Brittany's mother, and all the cards on the bottom represent her, okay? Okay. These are all very, except the death card, which we'll go into, but all these cards, the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles signify creative success and making money from creativity. Okay, so that is her. You know, anytime something good happened, or she'd build up the strength to walk away, or she'd build up the strength to say, no, this is what I'm going to do. It was like her mum was so conniving and evil that she just blocked her in every way. So the Four of Pentacles, so this to me signifies when Brittany started to finally make enough money where she could leave home and live on her own, because the Four of Pentacles talks about stability and confidence. So when she got her first kind of pay package from one of her first film roles, she had enough money at that point to say, right, I'm going to go and I'm going to be independent. I'm going to live on my own. The Tower as we know it, I mean, look at this card. Her mum was like, no, you're not. I own you. You're mine. I made you. You're not going anywhere. And so what did her mum do? I feel like her mum even went as far as to put things in her food to make her sick. This is so twisted that I can't even deal with it. I actually just want this reading to be done because it's so, and I wish, I actually wish more than anything I could say, but she's fine now. She's fine now. She's at peace now, but she's not. She's not. Like, okay, so she finally had the stability and the confidence that she had lacked so much in her life to go off and build her own future, and her mum just burnt it all down. She was like, nope, you're not going anywhere. She just destroyed her. I feel like the words she said to her, like, you're not good enough, there's no way you could live on your own. How are you going to live on your own? You've never done it. You need me to survive. And she just, because of Brittany's mentality and her mindset, and I do feel like there was some kind of mental health issue, like bipolar or something with Brittany Murphy, because she wasn't strong enough in her mind, she just crumbled to anything like that. She crumbled. She was just so innocent and gullible that she just crumbled to any negativity or doubts or rejection that anyone placed upon her. So that was the beginning of that. Well, not the beginning, because her mum had been evil to her whole life, but there we go. So there we go again. The Knight of Wands signifies creative success. It talks about you having success and financial reward for all of the hard work you've put in creatively. So this again is her still winning. Brittany Murphy never stepped a foot wrong in public. And again, it's because she was scared to live, you know. But she never stepped a foot wrong in public. And she was very squeaky clean in public. And it, you know, all of these say she should have been so successful and lived such a happy life. But again, on top of it, here's her mum in her head. And it's funny that these cards come out on top. Like, they are on top. They're the more powerful cards. They're in her head. She was in her head. Her mum was in her head. Her mum was the only influential voice she'd ever known. So here we go, the Devil card, tied to an ideal that does not serve you. And no matter what happened, no matter how many times Brittany tried to leave, no matter how many times she tried to leave, and believe me, she tried to go many, many times. It's like her mum would lock her in the house. It's like she wouldn't be allowed to go anywhere. She wouldn't be allowed to attend meetings without her mum. It's like she just couldn't be a woman. Like, she just couldn't be her own person. this isn't even her speaking. This is just such a weird connection because she's there, but I'm just picking up on her telepathically and empathically. She's not saying a word. She's not saying a word. I can just feel it. Her mum killed her. Her mum killed her. So she knew that Brittany wanted to get herself better and wanted to make her own way and her own path. Her mum comes in as the Queen of Pentacles, and I'm surprised it's not reversed, but there we go, because she holds the money. So some way or another, her and the man, and I feel like that's what this card represents as well, that's her bringing the man in to the life, to tie her down, to chain her down, to be like, nope, you're definitely not going anywhere now. And they moved into that place together, the three of them, made it look like it was all a happy unit, but it was the mum and the man conspiring against her the whole time so that the mum could get the money. And she thought, well, you know what? The only way I can get what I want, and for you to stop causing me such havoc, I feel sick to my stomach, such grief, is for me to kill you. So that's what we'll do. And that's what they did. And to confirm that I know that's what they did, is here's again the Three of Pentacles, the creative money card. Money that has been made from creativity, money that has been made from the arts. Ten of Pentacles, the inheritance card. That's her inheriting the money that Brittany made from the arts because she killed her. And I've never seen cards come out so black and white as that before in my whole life. And all I can say to Brittany Murphy is I am so sorry that you had to endure and experience the pain that you did, because no one deserves that. And digging into your spirit deeper than the pain that you show on the surface, you definitely didn't deserve it. And can we just send some love and light to Brittany Murphy on the other side, because she's still going through it. She's still in turmoil. The trauma's still there. I wish I could sit here and say, oh, she crossed over and it was all fine. It wasn't. It wasn't. It's not. She's still dealing with the deception, the deceit, the disloyalty, just the awfulness that was her life. And I don't know, if there's any way we can bring some positivity to this, comment down below your favourite Brittany Murphy film, or something you liked about her, or some love, or anything, just anything positive that we can bring to this, because it's not a positive reading at all in any way, shape or form. Thank you so much for watching, lovelies, and I will see you soon for another video. Bye.